I want to document some of the flowers that are growing at the base of a wall here, a number of species, and these are great habitats, and many of the plants are actually quite attractive. As I say, this is a sow thistle and a red dead nettle here. There are a number of these growing along this wall, and more sow thistles growing quite tall and numerous along here. And you've got a common wall-based dweller here as usual, petty spurge Euphorbia peplis. And a much more unusual plant to see, common corn salad. It both grows at the base of the walls and on the walls themselves. And a regular wall-based dweller, that's Herb Robert, the geranium with the largish pink flowers. It's always a common sight on walls around here. And a lot more corn salad. I have to say it's quite unusual to see that here. It's not a common plant, and here it's growing amongst the petty spurge. And actually growing in the wall here we've got white dead nettle. Quite unusual to see it actually growing on a wall. Then there's ivy-leaved speedwell, the one with the really tiny flowers, and you can just see one of them open there. And a lot more corn salad here. I mean, it's not dramatic in its flowers, but the flowers themselves are very interesting, with 5 petals. They're only a couple of millimeters across. And here the corn salads actually invaded a space in brickwork where the bricks and concrete have actually fallen out. Quite an unusual sight here. Also in here we've got some ground salt in flower. And we've got some more Euphorbia peplis here. And that's always nice to see, the shade of light green and yellow with red stems. It's noticeable and eye-catching. The groundsels, which grow against the base of walls, tend to be really large, and they have red stems, and sometimes they're hairy. But groundsel is a plant that varies a lot depending on its location. And here's the first willow herb I've seen. Impossible to tell which species it is, though it may be related to American willow herb. We'll have to wait a month or two before it actually flowers, though, I think. And some more willow herbs here with very broad leaves. And I'm convinced that a lot of these willow herbs we see are hybrids. And I'm growing some at home just to see if I can compare them with each other when they're flowering. But until then, it's really hard, and you have to look at the leaves very carefully. And there's common chickweed in flower at the base of this wall, and it's in flower. The flowers are very small and white, and almost very deeply incised to the base of the petals, and the leaves are broad and pretty stemless, so that's how you can tell it's common chickweed and not another variety of this plant. And here we have a caniza, or a fleabane, probably a Sumatran or Canadian fleabane. They have been very common in Nottingham recently, but they seem to be reducing in numbers, which many people would be pleased about. They're ruderals, ephemerals, they seem to come and go. And here's the first willow herb that I've seen that's definitely hairy. Many of the others do not have hairs on their leaves at all, so this is one way you can tell that they're different species. Yeah, so this could be a hairy willow herb. Here's a red version of Herb Robert that's growing at the base of a wall. Obviously not much nutrient here, and this plant is under stress, hence it's showing the red pigments. Another willow herb with very hairy leaves, growing next to a Herb Robert, and a common chickweed there in flower too. You can just see the flower there, I think. Lesser celandines here, not normally seen at the base of walls, but here they are, the typical heart-shaped leaves, and the nice yellow flowers. And these are mouse ear chickweeds of one kind or another. They're definitely not common chickweed, and they're growing at the base of a tree here. And some more growing at the base of this wall next to a groundsel. There we have that. Well, I've finished walking along the length of this wall, identifying the flowers. I hope you can see there are quite a few, and some which you wouldn't normally expect to find. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.